Hi friends. I am Julie. Welcome to the channel Bollywood King. Here in this channel I usually react to different interesting Shahrukh Khan videos. Today I am going to watch Shahrukh Khan and Karan Johar's interview about My Name is Khan, Kajol etc. It was made in 2010 during My Name is Khan promotions. I hope you will enjoy the video. Let's start without losing any time.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. I have never had such a warm reception. Very kind of you. I also have two guests here. My name is Roy. And your...
My name is Khan.
and you...
My name has always been Khan. I'm the only guy who's really a Khan.
And also, two of the best-known Twitters, right?
Twitter.
You don't say twits. No, you say
say
Twitter.
tweet.
Tweets.
You're not on Twitter.
You're the original tweet, no?
I'm the brand ambassador. Yeah.
You're the...
I'm the unofficial brand ambassador. I don't get paid though, unfortunately.
You don't get paid. I mean, that's just
The story
so
of my
unfair.
life, Pranoy. Story of my life.
No, but it's amazing that you must be the one person credited with changing the way Indian cinema is directed and produced. Awesome, isn't it? What he has done. And helped a little bit by the gentleman on his right.
Yeah, just a
little
tad.
bit, just a little bit.
Like
When did you first met, 1992?
1990.
That's when he was 10 years old, about?
Yes,
or
yes,
8
he
years
was.
old.
Yes, he was all of 10
1992.
years
I'm
old.
regressing. As I grow older, I go younger. I've got the Benjamin Button problem.
And what
Oh my god. Look at his smile. The world becomes brighter when he smiles.
tell us a bit about when you first met him?
Well, actually,
He
it
wasn't 10, he was 18.
No, he was. He was actually filming for Rakesh Roshan's Karan Arjun. And my father had asked me to start visiting film sets with him. He thought I must accustom myself to the ways of the bad world of the Hindi film industry. So the very first
Bad
assignment-
world and say meet him.
Well, he had to sign, he had to meet Shahrukh, and I had read a few interviews about Shahrukh, and I was petrified. It was my first foray into kind of meeting a movie star. And my only comfort was that Kajol was on that set as well, and she's a childhood friend of mine. So I called her and I said, look, I'm coming into Film City and my father wants me to meet Shahrukh Khan. And I heard he's really arrogant. So she said, so he said, no, he's a cool guy, and don't come and hang with me and it should be fine. So I went there and, we had this red kind of a broken down car. My father and I trudged all the way to Film City. And I went and met Kajol, who was absorbed in a book, and it was the song Jati Hu Main Jaldi Hai Kya, which I'm sure Pranay you heard and
Of
seen
course,
100
I
times.
can
of
sing
course.
it for you.
You can sing it, yes. We won't go there, but but I went there and Kajol, they were shooting Kajol amongst 15 horses running around her, so I didn't want to go into that visual. And I was taken aside to meet the movie star, who had just, he was like the new kid on the block there, and brash, arrogant, had a thing to say about everything and everyone.
That's changed
yeah.
dramatically, right? He doesn't...
No, don't say a word.
Now,
Now
of course,
so-
now he's a man of very few words. But we walked towards him and I was really petrified. And my father actually had made a lot of films, but they were never really successful. So there was this whole thing that, would people be nice to my father, was the first thought that always came into my head. It was always a worry that, my father has made some movies, but because he hasn't made anything very celebrated, there's always this fear that, will we be treated right? Will he be treated right? And, it's a child's biggest trauma, really. And we met him, he was wearing an orange shirt, I still remember it, and he hadn't gone into costume. It was a Levi's orange shirt, and his hair was floppy. And I was introduced to him, and he spoke, Pranoy, only to me for about 10-12 minutes, and I was zapped because I couldn't believe a movie star was talking so much to me who was of no consequence. And he kept speaking. He gave my father all the love and respect that I don't think he had got from any other actor in the recent past at that point of time. And I was just bowled over in the first 10 minutes. I think that's where I just realized that people can be like this as well in the movie industry. It was my first experience.
I absolutely, actually fully understand where you're coming from. And then that was the beginning of a beautiful relationship.
Well, I like fat, roly-poly children, so
You like fat?
That's why I spoke
I was about 20 kilos fatter than this, yeah, really. It was, yeah. Yeah, I heard that. I heard that. What did she say? She said, I have a chance.
What was that comment?
She said, then, did you say then you have a chance? What did you? Oh, you said, no, darling, no, you're fine. How did I lose? Trust me, wear black. All the time. When in doubt, you go black. Just remember that.
Okay, we are talking about how he's changed cinema. 1992 to now. How have you seen him change and cinema with it? It's a very serious question.
No, I'll answer
a lot
it
of
very,
depth
very
in this.
seriously.
Yes, Karan, 18 years and you've taken this.
You don't know, I've been exploited all these 18 years.
I can understand. So back to the
But
serious
genuinely,
question.
but genuinely, I think all youngsters should take a kind of cue from this, because when he started off making films, I don't think he knew. Like, the first thing he told me is his mom, Hero Auntie, asked him, "Beta, tumhe malum hai camera kahan rakhna hai?" You know, the night before he came for shooting.
Really did.
And yeah, she did. And
Great
of course,
faith at home.
but he actually didn't know that. But he didn't know the... No, really, I mean, none of us know it. Even now, after working 20 years, I also don't know where to put a camera. Anyone who claims they know is just saying it because you know less. Otherwise, nobody knows.
Well, this is something only Shahrukh Khan could say. Nobody is as honest as him.
And, you know, there were a lot of things he didn't know about filmmaking, but he knew how to tell a story. And what is wonderful about Karan, and I always believe that is, one, that he's very easy about it. Nothing more important than telling a story. And as he has matured, not grown older, but as he has matured, as the years have gone by, every time, whatever makes him feel at that point of time as an important story to tell, he makes it into his cinema. So that's why there's a kind of an evolution.
Would you say that, like, A.R. Rahman changed music in India, that he changed production values? Karan changed the kind of... There's been a dramatic shift, an intercept change in the quality of production.
I think his desire to make his films look nicer, bigger, better, overcomes the fact that in the beginning he didn't know how to put the camera. You know, it was just this idea, I want the vision like this. And plus he's a spoiled rich kid from South Mumbai, so he wants everything big, better, more beautiful. I mean, there are times when I have to tell him, I remember even Kuch Kuch Hota Hai. We had such a tough time, we were shooting a scene, and he didn't like the college, the scene with Rani Mukherjee. And he threw such a fit, I want a set, I want to do it again. And I'm like, listen, we are here, it's very expensive, let's just shoot it. No, but I'm going to want to shoot again. And you're like,
Good
and
for
we
you.
shoot it, see.
I want to tell you a secret. You see, that the actual real secret behind Karan's huge success is his intensity. And you can hear his husky voice.
Yeah.
Why is that?
It's actually a bad throat.
Or pre-release, normal...
And also he's going to interview Amit ji after this.
Oh, that,
so, thoda sa baat karne mein.
My rehearsal. No, but he's right about that. I threw a lot of tantrums with my father. I mean, it was like I think me being the only child, I was indulged, and, you know, I just wanted everything to look very pretty and happy. In fact, my father was completely appalled when I told him I want to go to London to shop for the clothes of the film. And nobody had ever done that.
That's the intercept change I'm talking about.
Yeah, it was like little things like that, you know, and because we went, Manish Malhotra, who was the designer, said that we must show the brands. We must say Polo Sport and say Gap. And so nobody had done Tommy Hilfiger and everything. So we wanted bright colors with complete branded garments, which people hadn't been exposed to at that point of time. And the first half of Kuch Kuch Hota Hai was that Archie, Betty, Veronica vibe. It was a comic strip kind of a look. So I wanted to achieve that. So my father was like, you can't do this. You can't shop in London. I mean, nobody does that. And I said, no, because I was, as I said, indulged a little bit. I threw my tantrums around and...
But tell me, when you want to make all these changes, you want to go to London to shop, and then you have to also think of the typical Bollywood audience. that wants a bit of some things which you may not feel is ideally your taste? How do you compromise? How do you combine the two?
Actually, I'm a Hindi film cinegoer at my gut level, Pranoy. I mean, I've grown up, even though I lived at the other end of town where I used to lie to people and say my father didn't make movie. I couldn't tell them that my father made Hindi movies. So I would say he's a businessman. But I was in complete denial about to my parents about my absolute love and passion for Hindi cinema. All I ever did was listen to Hindi film music. I know all the songs from the 40s, 50s, 60s. I only watched Hindi films when we had the video phase. I watched every filmmaker down from Satyajit Ray to vintage Raj Kapoor to Bimal Roy to Yash Chopra to everything. I only watched.
That must have helped you a lot in actually visualizing.
I didn't do what kids my age did.
But tell me, Shahrukh, in those days, as you said, people used to live in denial. They used to love. But now people are proud to say, I mean, you go to clubs all over the world, they're playing Bollywood music. They're quite happy. They don't live in denial anymore if they like Bollywood.
I think
it's a big change.
A lot of people like Karan, Adi, and the younger boys now, Farhan, I think Bansali, a lot of these wonderful directors, young boys, also coming up. I'm not Imtiaz and Vishal Bharadwaj.
Better not leave out any names.
Okay, everybody.
You need a list when you start.
Everybody A to Z,
like
guys, all wonderful. Anurag Basu, all these guys have actually started making you feel. But really, it started with Karan and Adi. I can say it because I was there that time, 90s. I think it started that you started feeling really cool to be making Indian films. Hindi films, because I say Hindi because I've only done those. And I remember, I'll tell you a little story. When I was the first time I went to London was for Bazigar. I'd never been abroad in my life. And the first person also, incidentally, now that we're talking together, to tell me my film has done well is Mr. Yash Johar. He called me, he says, "Biradar, hit ho gayi hai." So I was lying down in this beautiful hotel. I'd never been outside India. This was a 5-star hotel, St. James Court. And I'm like, this very soft beds. I'd never seen beds like that. And I'm like, what does that mean? I used to call him Tom Uncle. I said, what does that mean? Ki bas biradar, ab tum superstar ho gaye ho.
Bas.
Yeah, so I said, okay.
The 5 best words in the Hindi language.
Absolutely. So I said, if hit ho gaye ho, Tom Uncle has said it. And I remember my aunt was there. She's a general practitioner. For years she's been in London, and a very modern lady. And so I'm talking about Bazigar. And I met her with, and Kajol and Tanuja were with me. And I just went to meet her and tell her that, I've done well. And she says, little Hyderabadi, she says, ye sab to theek hai. बहुत अच्छा करे तुम, but अब बेटा तुम काम कब करना शुरू करेंगे? I'm like,
okay, you are ready for questions? They've told me that when we're going to break, we're going to play some of the music from My Name is Khan. You'll all stand in your place and dance, and they will select who are the best dancers, and then Shahrukh will dance with you and Karan will dance with you.
Karan will not do any dancing.
And because I've known Doctor for so many years now, and he has genuinely said this is the first time in the history of NDTV he's going to dance along with us.
Right.
That's the main thing.
Very lukewarm applause. Okay, who would like to ask a question? This gentleman in the My Name is Khan t-shirt. Wow.
Thank you.
Okay, first of all, I'm a huge fan of all Karan Johar films. Barring K3G. And my question is, K3G was 3 hours 30 minutes long.
Right.
Kank was somewhere close. How long is My Name is Khan?
Are we officially allowed to declare the length?
Lie to them.
I just want to say, I won't give you the exact length of the film, but it's the shortest film I've ever directed.
So it could be 2 hours,
It's way
59
shorter than
minutes.
3 hours, that I can assure you.
That's a milestone.
I don't know the exact length, but I think it's between 230 and 240, but I'm not sure of the exact length. But it's the shortest film I've ever directed.
That's a milestone.
Yes, it is. If that itself is some kind of criteria for success, then we're on.
No, actually, I'd like to put it, it's short enough to leave you wanting more. It's long enough to satisfy you. Which means in 3 hours.
Wow, he is so good with words. He manages to surprise me every time.
Just want to ask, while making the film, how receptive are Indian parents to autism? Did you have some kind of study?
Yes. Actually, we went and did a whole series of, research meetings, and we met various people from various autistic societies. The disorder in the film is Asperger's syndrome, which is high-functioning autism. High functioning autism, by the sound of it, seems very intense, but actually it enables you to lead a regular life, as in you can have a job, be in a marriage, a relationship. You know, it's high functioning, so you function on, but you have certain kind of traits that are what we consider unusual, but actually there's a chemical imbalance within, and there is a medical term for it, which is Asperger's syndrome. Now, it's unique. Each Asperger's syndrome person is unique. They're different from each other. So what we did finally is we drew various of the qualities that people suffering from Asperger's syndrome have, and tried to kind of incorporate it within the framework of our character, Rizwan Khan. Parents, I've noticed, the ones out of the country really, who have spotted that their child have Asperger's syndrome, have a lot of help. In our country, it's a very, it's diagnosed very rarely. Because you know, at your workplace or even in your environment, a lot of people you say, oh, she's mad, or oh, she's eccentric, or he's eccentric, or he's quirky, he's strange. But actually there's a name for what they're going through. Sometimes they find lines between compulsive obsessive disorder and Asperger's syndrome. So little quirks and
autism itself is not very well understood at all.
Not at all. In fact, I think our endeavor in this film is really to bring that out, because what we attribute sometimes to insanity is actually a chemical imbalance and does have a medical term. And my experiences as parents out of the country are far more understanding because of the education and because of the various platforms a disorder like that has. In India, it's very different. So that's because my protagonist is born and brought up in Kandivali with his mother. So he says that right in the beginning, that no one knew what was wrong with me. No doctor could say it. My mother just had a way of knowing me and understanding me differently, but no one else did. He only gets diagnosed when he comes to America.
The public, their reaction to people, they stare, they ogle, they don't understand.
In India, the problem is that, you know, it's not a problem, I think that's the way we are brought up, is that we accept things which are maybe a disorder or a disease or some, you know, affliction. We always take a long time to accept it. I've passed through phases in my life with my family members. Even I took about 3 years to accept that, okay, there is a disorder, can be treated, unless you accept that there is a problem. And you know, there's small little instances like when I was doing the study for Asperger's, that little kids who speak little later than regularly, you know, when you say 3 years or 4 years, you need to pay attention to that. Having said that, you know, just so that it's left on a positive note, someone like Bill Gates also has Asperger's syndrome. So, you know, so he's afflicted with a milder form maybe, but he has most of the people who are considered quite genius and great achievers.
That's the point, that these afflictions don't mean your IQ is low.
No,
that is where we don't.
Your EQ is low.
Your EQ could.
Your IQ is actually tremendous. There are abilities you have that you and I, being neurotypical, do not have. They are very intelligent, and there are things that they have qualities, like our character in the film can repair almost anything. He's a tech wizard. You give him a broken computer, a broken radio, a broken anything, he can repair it. But each one has different strengths.
You know, I think you should, everyone, I mean, if you guys go on the net, you should put in a word called, I don't know how to pronounce it, I think it's French, savant, S-A-V-A-N-T.
Yeah.
Savant, okay. So,
not bad.
Savant.
Not bad.
Yeah, I'm learning.
Nearly there.
Savant, yeah. Voulez-vous coucher avec? Yeah, so, but you should put it because...
take that seriously. Voulez-vous coucher avec?
But genuinely you will notice that I believe Asperger's is the way that human beings are going to evolve. I have this belief, that's how I've played it, that we will be less emotional, more logical, we won't like to hug anymore, we'll just like to be compulsive and doing jobs as they're supposed to be, like a machine. So it's a strange thing that maybe human evolution, this is a part of that, you know, when how do you do it in those X-Men, what is it called, when you are, mutation. So maybe this is the first sign of that. But the intelligence level and logical level for these people is outstanding. So you should put Soma, whatever.
Tell me, in real life, off the set, IQ level high or how high? I'm asking the same question about you.
I'm not lying to you, Prannoy. There could be no better casting for Rizwan Khan than Shahrukh Khan, and not because of his brilliant acting ability, but because I think he does have Asperger's, he doesn't know it. Because he has all the issues that the character is going through. So I don't think it was really that challenging in terms.
Maybe Asperger's and a whole lot of other things also.
There's a brilliance, there's a level of detachment, and there's a level of deep intensity which few people understand and comprehend. That is Shahrukh Khan.
Hey. He may be right. What do you think? Brilliance, level of detachment and level of deep intensity which few people understand. Really, I also agree that this is Shahrukh Khan.
And that is also Rizwan Khan. So to me, when the character was written, I didn't want to tell him, and this is the moment for me, that you do have this problem, Shahrukh.
Once again, I've not been able to act well. I've just been, I've just been myself.
No, in fact, everyone says.
You can't win, yeah.
I can't win.
You just do a brilliant performance. They say, "Arey, you adjust yourself."
He's Shah Rukh Khan, to put it, if I had to use an alliteration, I would say he's isolated intelligence, and that's what even Rizwan Khan is. There's
That's
an
nice-
isolation
that's
and
nice.
there is deep amount of intelligence. And that is what defines Shah Rukh Khan, the human being. His warmth, his connectivity is unparalleled. I mean, that's the reason why
That's
he's a
very
movie
true.
star.
That's very
His
true.
off-screen presence, when he comes on with those eyes, he connects to mothers, sisters, wives globally. And that's the big reason.
Right.
In fact,
He's being nice to you.
no, I'm saying that.
Something
Because
wrong.
people ask me time and again, why Shah Rukh Khan the big phenomenon? I'm like, it's not because of his on-screw, I'm saying. That was a pun not intended. Not because of his celluloid brilliance, but because of his off-screen connectivity. I feel people almost get very hurt with him if he doesn't have a one-on-one contact with them, because they feel they already know him. He's a part of their family.
Right, that's
I've
true.
met people who really believe that they met him, know him, and they've never seen him in their lives. It's because he just penetrates.
He does.
Pun not intended again.
Right.
I am totally enjoying his words about Shahrukh Khan. It makes me feel so good.
It's really now going down. Okay, now tell us, he's been so nice to you. What about his IQ off screen and,
He's kind of okay.
My IQ is nowhere close. I mean, look at the way the man reads. I mean, I don't read.
Look at this
anymore.
modesty. You've got to do something.
No, I'm not being modest. I'm compared to his intelligence level.
Did
let
you
me tell
know that
I'm on a 1 or 10.
modesty is the facade with which mediocrity impersonates genuine excellence?
Right.
We didn't understand that.
You know, on a normal stage and platform, I would say, right. But now I'd like to tell you, I didn't understand a word of what that meant.
So tell us a bit about
I think
Karan.
what he was talking about, EQ and IQ, I think, see, I've known him for too long, so obviously, I like him and I'm very fond of him and I've seen him grow as a director and it's been wonderful that he's worked with me for so many years. But I think his EQ is the highest level. His emotional connect, the way he thinks about things, and he simplifies them. You know, there are many times, and I believe real genius is actually simple, not complicated. You know, if you can simply say something, you ask me something, I'll explain it in such a roundabout way that my kids have stopped learning from me now. You know,
They say, don't ask him anymore.
Yeah, don't ask him because I
mean,
complicate
The
things.
subjects he taught his son did really badly in them. And the ones that he wasn't around for, he was
did
brilliant.
well.
I'm like that, you know, I complicate things and I'll go into energy equals MC square kind of stuff. He would know that and be able to tell everyone, from the person who has no knowledge of it to the person who thinks that he knows everything about it. So he has this fantastic way. I think he's a genius because he can keep it simple.
He thinks you're a genius.
No, I think so. I think so.
Has he
He's a
ever
genius
been
because-
so nice before?
No.
We're going to take a break in a short while, but there's a bit of a surprise.
Okay.
We've got somebody here who acted with you in Chakte. Hey! Now you got to ask a question. Yeah, you've got the mic there, yeah.
Hi, Coach sir. How are you?
I'm good, Aling. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm doing swell. In fact, this is the only time I get to interact with you.
No, I'm sorry. I'm isolated intelligence.
For Chakte was different, but for now my name is Khan. What was the most difficult thing? What was the biggest challenge for this film?
See, Chakde wasn't challenging because all of you were so wonderful. So I really had, no, honestly. No, you
What
know,
was it
because-
like with acting with him?
He was wonderful. He was like a devoted father for all the girls. Because no one could get enough. It's right. Whatever Karan says is right. No one can get enough of him. I used to sit, just sit there, like Netra Reddy, sir. Like, we constantly want to talk
He didn't
with him.
bully you?
No. He's not
You
the bullying
bullied him,
kind.
you bullied
He's
him.
not. We did.
Yeah, they took me out for parties and all.
Remember
and,
Melbourne,
Yeah,
eh?
yeah they bullied me.
Now, let's not go into too many
Okay.
details.
I did.
I mean, it is a hockey team we're talking about.
But you've also twittered recently on the hockey team, right? On
You know,
problem
Pranay,
of-
everyone, whatever people say about my involvement with what kind of sports, whether it's through a film or through IPL, I am really get very disturbed when sports is not promoted well. I just feel that years have passed, films have evolved with people like this. Inshallah, I hope a lot of people come into sports who make it evolve and take it forward. I have a personal angst because I still think I can play a national sport. I really want that platform there, not for me, for my kids,
I have to
everyone.
reveal a secret. He hurt his shoulder, you know that. That was actually trying to practice fast bowling because the Kolkata Knight Riders needs a fast bowler.
I'm not lying to you, Pranav. I swear at one of those matches, I thought, you know, when the team wasn't playing very well, I really thought he was going to get up and start playing. I thought he was like on the verge of just throwing one of those players off and going. I could feel that he felt that he could do much better than all of them. I just know it.
I warned them now. If you guys don't play well, I'm coming in. So this time they're ready.
And his son was standing as to go on as well. I think both father and son have very high ambition levels, and I think Aryan gets it from him.
Okay, this is a forecast. This year, Kolkata Knight Riders is going to be top.
Yeah.
Yes!
Okay, we'll take a short break. We'll take a short break. So as we're going to the break, there's going to be music from My Name is Khan. And you know what you have to do? Yeah. Let's take a break. See you in a moment from now. Okay, we are back with My Name is
Khan.
And My Name is
Khan.
Okay, all right.
By the end of the show, even yours has to be there, okay?
Oh, done. But I have to ask you about that whole New York airport and being searched and that. Tell us a bit about what exactly happened.
Yeah, I'll tell you what happened was that, see, every time I go and I don't, you know, the name is Khan, or a name which kind of, you know, beeps up the security. So every time I go, travel, especially in America, with my kids, who are like 12 and 9, and because the name is Khan, and unfortunately my wife also, who's changed her name because she gets the seat next to me, otherwise she was Chiba, now she also comes into the same line. We do get, you know, the security to a special section.
Profiling.
Yeah, it's always done. I'm used to it. The choice has always been that I'm going to your country, I'll follow your rules, or I'm coming to your
When
space.
you come here, baby.
I told her, you know, the minister was so kind, she said that, you know, if we are tit for tat, for every American who comes here, we are going to, you know, subject them to the same. And I asked for the first chance to frisk Angelina Jolie. Because I said I was checked, so I should be the one. But it always happens. There, I think it just went. I think I was also impatient. I've thought about it later, but it took about 2 hours. This was at immigration. Yeah, they didn't take my fingerprints, which I would like everyone to know. They didn't take fingerprints. They didn't do the iris thing.
Right.
And they were very kind because they were, out of the 6 people, 4 of them were Asians, Pakistanis and Indians who knew me, took my pictures, were very friendly. And I think in a way...
Out of the 6 of the immigration officials,
the
so they knew you.
They knew me and they took me. And I think what happened is, now that I look back upon it, I think they were a little more lenient with me because I think because of my name, the name cropped up and these guys kind of said, Shahrukh bhai, aap fikr mat kare, arey janab bhai. And I think the officer must have said, listen guys, a process is a process. This is what I think must have happened. Because then I went and then there was another, those people were removed. And then I was asked these questions, which are really strange.
Like?
Do you know anyone in America? So I said, I know Obama. They said, no, someone, I was trying to be funny, then I realized they're not being funny.
That added another half an hour.
So I'm like, no. Then they said, give us numbers of so-and-so, which I gave. Then they said, what are you doing here? So I said, I just shot a film 30 days back here, so I've come to make a film. So that gentleman asked very strangely, oh, you can open an Indian company in America? So I suddenly realized, can we? Or have we done it illegally? So I didn't know that was there. And they said, not to use your phone. So I was like, you know, maybe I'd call someone, and it just went on and on.
They wouldn't allow you to use your phone?
And then after some time, my baggage also didn't come. So I asked this gentleman very sweetly after about 1 hour, may I just call London to find out about my phone, my baggage? So, yes, go. So I took it and quickly SMSed the Indian consulate. I knew a gentleman there that, please, can you just help me out? And I said, yeah, I've done it. And I felt like quite a criminal. And I'm just holding it, and then the message came. Yeah, and they said in 5 minutes it'll be out. So when I came out, it took about 2 hours, and they really asked a lot of silly questions. But I think it's a process. So I came out.
Like what other questions? Like some.
Who do you know? So I mentioned the name of our producer, Fox, Jim.
Oh,
and
I
they
thought
said,
you
you have
mentioned
his
his name, and that
no,
took another half an hour.
Yeah. Then I...
Him?
Oh, dear.
Yeah, I mean, no, they were bad enough with just my name. His would have taken us right there inside. And I didn't know I didn't know why they were doing it. And I had to travel to Atlantic City, which is about 3 hours away. So I needed to get down to this dinner. It was already 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, so I was getting late for it. So I got a little hyper and I kind of told them, and you know, they were very nice. There was Jet Airways, there was
Everybody was
Air
helping
India.
out.
And they were all Indians and they were all hanging around, come to the lounge, sir. So I was like, no, I don't want to come to the lounge, please
Let me go.
Yeah, and they kept on asking that, you know, they asked me for 10 different names. And I was getting very embarrassed because finally, if they asked someone, especially our distributor, Fox, that is it okay to allow this man in? And he'll start thinking that, you know, why have we done business with him? He's been caught at the airports and all. But then I just called up and thanked the consulate, and I think a couple of my friends from the media called. And I didn't even realize it. By the time I went for the dinner, came back, it was 2 a.m. there. And then suddenly this whole thing had blown out of proportion, which was a little embarrassing because I didn't mean it to be like that. And then, of course, then there were these...
But it's, you know, it's true because I can tell you a friend of mine who's lived there for 40 years, her name is Johar, and she gets checked every time. Guess why? Because she's born in Allahabad, and Allah comes up. I mean, would you ever have thought of the connection? But this profiling, she gets stopped every time.
No, you have a flag attached. You see, that's what you know. That's the process which I did in my research. It's oddly, Pranoy, the very first scene in our film is this. It opens with him being interrogated at the airport. You don't know why and how. I won't get into that. But now, when we shot this like 8 months before this happened to him at New York airport, and I'm like, now everyone's going to think we added that scene post the incident. And I was like,
no, actually, you should never trust the media because they then did accuse you. They started saying it's all publicity. Never trust the media.
That is such a brain-dead accusation because if we have that kind of power over homeland security, I mean, things would be so different in our lives. Do you think we have that power? No, we don't. B, why would I do something like this even if I had to use this as 8 or 9 months prior to the release of the film? I mean, that's really ridiculous.
That's bad timing. On top of everything, dumb timing. That would be really...
Yeah, it's too early. I should do it now. I tell you honestly, like there's the incidents of this. They have this new machine now which scans your body. About a year back, they started the test.
Just shows you without...
Completely naked, yeah. So I didn't know it does that. And it was being tested in London, I remember. And there were these people again, Asians, and they said, you have to go into this machine. So, you know, when you have a new machine and you feel quite cool, okay, what is it, what will happen? Not knowing the results. Now they've made it, thankfully, remote, that you can see the picture.
You don't know who's gone in.
Who's gone in. So I went in, and I took this picture. They put your hands up, and one gust of wind comes, and chop, the picture comes out. And I came out, and the printout was there. And
What? Did it really happen?
you know, I was shocked. And they all started laughing, all those people. So I'm like, you know what's happening? And then I had girls who took out copies and took my autograph on that.
Whoa!
So I've been from there to there. So, you know, it's an accepted thing.
It's a big blow to his ego.
Any questions?
Why is the name of your movie My Name is Khan? And let's assume, for some reason, if it was not My Name is Khan, then what would you have suggested?
You asking me? Shahrukh Khan. No, but it was Khan. The question was between Khan, because Karan normally is accused, or also he believes that you should start his films with K. But I think there is a line in the film, which is, you know, these people are a little compulsive. They repeat the same stuff, and whenever I introduce myself in the film, it's like always, my name is Khan. So when he says that, it has a nice ring to it. I think that's the reason, plus, of course, the fact that we do deal with issues which could be related to a name. You know, like, say, Allahabad, or Khan, or Muhammad. You know, when the surnames are a little Muslim-oriented.
Profiling.
Yeah, so profiling. So there is an issue like that. It is not the inherent main issue of the film. But, you know, it's like a butterfly effect, that some incident happens somewhere else, and then how a couple or a life of a person has got affected without being directly related to that incident. Right. And that person happened to be a Khan. So, you know, that's why I think it's sort of suited.
His character says it with a certain amount of vulnerability. When he introduces his name, he says, my name is Khan. But there's also, I think, something very loaded behind even those four words in this world, in the present context of the world, I think. And so there is a kind of a double-edged kind of a situation with the title.
You know, it sounds nice, right? My name is Khan.
There's a lot one is saying with that title, actually.
Like the main theme of My Name is Khan is racial profiling. So just by having a protagonist as an autistic person, do you think it will change the storyline to a large extent?
Actually, the perception is it's about racial profiling, and, you know, it's about, of course, all of it is very much part of Rizwan Khan's journey. But at its heart level, really, it's a love story between Rizwan and Mandira. At a gut level, it is definitely saying something strong and solid. And at a core level, of course, it is a journey, a biopic structure, really, of a man who ranges from 4 to 40. Sorry, I forgot your question. What was I saying?
Does autism affect the story?
Right. Sorry, I was thrown off a little bit. No, I think it was very necessary for him not to be neurotypical, because eventually he embarks on a journey to meet the President of America, to say my name is Khan and I'm not a terrorist. If you and I would not embark on such a tumultuous and such a turbulent journey just because someone tells you to do it. But people who have Asperger's syndrome sometimes take things literally. For example, if you tell a man who has a certain, if you say break a record, the expression in English,
Right.
they would actually think break a record. They don't get
So you say break a leg?
Yeah, so they would think break a leg. So when you say go meet the president and say, that means go meet the president. So that's why they will try everything in their ability to go and achieve that. Now, if you and I are told something like, "Arey, go and meet Manmohan Singh and tell him." The problem is that you'll think, how can I ever get to Manmohan Singh? I mean, I won't be able to get to Delhi, forget Manmohan Singh.
Right.
If you have a kind of a disorder or an ability like this. So it had to be somebody who was taking it all too seriously, who wasn't thinking like you and I do. There's no level of practicality. There's just a sense of instruction that gets tuned into your inner self and you activate yourself therefore. So that is why we had to use a non-neurotypical situation. So that is why.
I think the beautiful part, I'd just like to mention it, because to me as an actor, not that I can explain how one does it, but to me, who has been many times called that I do romantic heroes, and I do, I always play loving something in a film. It could be the country, it could be killing girls, it could be beating up people, it could be anything. I love that. That's how I play a character. So in a certain sense, yes, I think I'm to be blamed. I'm always a lover of good or bad things in a film. That's how I play characters. I'm sensual about it, I'm loving about it. Here was a character that I'm going to be doing a kind of a love story with perhaps the best pairing I've ever done, with a filmmaker who makes wonderful love stories, and he doesn't understand emotions. So that's an outstanding challenge that I don't know what love is. There's a beautiful line, if he allows me to say it. I won't say it exactly, but तुमको जब छोड़कर जा रहा था तो मेरे दिल में दर्द हो रहा था, भारी सी फीलिंग आई थी मेरी छाती के अंदर, सीने में एक दर्द सा था, एंड मैंने बहुत सारा what is it called, अदरक का काढ़ा पिया, लेकिन वो दर्द नहीं गया. And the whole idea is that he doesn't even understand that these are pangs of love. Why he has a heavy heart.
He drinks ginger juice to think that the pain will go away. But
and he would play the ultimate lover. He's going to overcome obstacles. Normally, that's how a love story is. So to me, that is outstanding. That I'm going to play a lover who does not understand love, happy, smile, sad, good, bad, ugly, nothing. How will I express it? Will it be any different from what I've done it before? Will it be a challenge? And it is. And I think it's very interestingly, portrayed by Karan and Shibani and everyone who's worked on the script. I think it's very nice. So it was very important that he had Asperger's or autism or some such affliction. So I think it was quite cool to have it like that. Yeah.
Before I ask, Shahrukh, your dimple is the cutest. It's like the best.
So what about the six-pack?
No, but the dimples are... Okay.
Shahrukh Khan's reaction to compliments is so amazing. He looks cuter when he hears them.
The question...
Which one you like better, this one or this one?
In the recent IPL 3 auctions, none of the teams selected any Pakistani player. Doesn't this reinforces what you're trying to say through My Name is Khan?
Good question, actually.
Doesn't it reinforce the opposite of what we are trying to say in My Name is Khan? See, I'll tell you, can I just say, I don't know, am I wrong? There's a big controversy about some Pakistani gentleman's picture in a government ad. Air Chief Marshal or someone.
Right.
So how is it, I find it so strange that 7 days ago, all of us, what I'm getting at, I'll explain to you, all of us react so vehemently that none of the Pakistani players were chosen. And today we react vehemently that we had a Pakistani picture in one of the government ads. Yeah. So do we love them? I think we immensely love them. And why do we suddenly jump up and say this is not good? I think we are being misled by a lot of things that people say about us and them. And I truly believe they should have been chosen. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to be the one who's opposite from what everyone else is saying, but I wanted Abdul Razak. I think it was in the newspapers much earlier than even the auction started. Dada was very keen.
I think a lot of people believe what you're saying right now.
Yeah, I mean,
agree with you. A lot of people agree with you.
And he broke his wrist. The second part, which I think has been being explained is, for example, I don't know if will I get into trouble for saying this? There is going to be a section of people who have suddenly gotten up and said, rightly or wrongly, can be a different discussion, but Australians will not be allowed to play. So here is a set of people who are spending about 70, 80, 90 crore rupees on trying to win a tournament, and suddenly, even if you say this much to me, I'm like, so should I take him? Shouldn't I take him?
Right.
So tomorrow, if we had known this, maybe the Australians wouldn't also get picked up. You know, so these issues always come prime on your head. Stakes are very high, and I'm not giving an excuse. I truly believe Pakistani players are the best T20 players in the world. They are the champions. They're wonderful. But somewhere down the line, there is an issue, and we can't deny it. There is an issue. We cannot just keep on saying, oh, this was wrong. Yes, the way it was done may be wrong. The way it is being carried out is wrong. But you cannot keep saying it, ki, koi issue nahi hai yaar, wo aa jate. There are issues. Let's not deny it. Every day we blame Pakistan. Every day Pakistan blames us. It is an issue. And I have also had the opposite of this. Then when my team had 5 Pakistani players in the first year, I still have Wasim Bhai coaching my team. I had 5 players, and there were people, कि आपके पास बहुत पाकिस्तानी players हैं. Come on, man. Sports should be left alone. I think before we react to any of these incidents, I think we just hold back and say, yeah, there is an issue. Both sides have a point. So let's keep it easy. But let me be honest. My family is from Pakistan. My father was born there, and his family is from there. I think all these issues, you are young guys. Please trust me. Can we just circumvent all that is said about India-Pakistan by the politicians, by anybody else, and say, it's a great neighbor to have. We are great neighbors. They are good neighbors. Let's just love each other. Yeah. I think, all this issue really needs to be...
I think this answer of Shahrukh Khan had caused all the issues with Shiv Sena during release of My Name is Khan, unfortunately.
I'm so glad you said what you did in such an articulate and passionate way, but there is this general 2 things. One, why were they not selected? And 2, even if there are these issues, why were their names put up and announced and then not a single person? It was humiliating. And you say, you shouldn't do that in sports.
No, it's actually, I think, humiliating to me as a KKR owner that this has happened.
And to all of Indians.
To all of us. I think it's wrong. We are known for being good. We are known to invite everyone. We should have. And if there were any issues, they should have been put on board earlier. So that everything can happen respectfully. Like if today I can't do an interview with doctor, or he can't give me time, he can call up and say, Shahrukh, not today, I'm busy. And it's all right.
When did that happen? When will that happen?
So I've never said I'm busy.
No, that you haven't. Okay, what do you all think about Kajol? Well, let me tell you, she's the only person who can bully both these. They're going to tell her how Kajol bullies Karan and vice versa, right? Come back. So, Shahrukh, you were saying earlier that the one person who can really bully Karan is Kajol. Is that right?
Absolutely. Actually, Kajol is the only one, because I think they're childhood friends. And Kajol, I just like to say one thing about Kajol before I say any more, is she is one of the few stars, or maybe the only star, who's really not bothered what's going to happen tomorrow to her career. I think that makes her amazingly easy to work with, simple, and she does not, and I'm not saying she's not serious about acting, she's immensely serious, she's all there, but it's just that she's not bothered about the trappings of stardom. So you have her on the sets. Karan has worked on a scene for 2.5 years. I have read the scene, and we have cried, and we've loved it and enjoyed it, and say, what a scene, everybody is going. In films में ऐसा होता है. एक दूसरे की तारीफ बहुत करते हैं हम लोग. क्या लिखा भाई? कमाल हो, मस्त रे, क्या बाप, मजा. They're all very happy and all. What a scene. Everybody is crying, looking at it, and Kajol walks in. Do I have to say these lines? Are these good lines?
So she's, I think she's just herself.
No other way. He's being scared, and he's like, no, he's saying, Shahrukh, this line is my favorite line in the film. The whole film one side, but this line, I love it. What do you think? I said, fantastic, bhai. It's looking really nice and all. And suddenly she goes, yeah, I have to say this line. And Karan will be, no, if you don't. So you're like, you were just talking about. And also, let me tell you, the voice is not husky that time. No, you don't, okay, whatever you want to say. And
no, she screams. I can forget any kind of stature I think I have. Because I'm like, Kajol, ready, yeah, ready, and you'll shoot and everything else. And I say, can I have one more? Shut up! So you're like, I don't want to do one more, bye! So I said, but no, you start feeling apologetic for asking for that one more day. And you've just had a long discussion with your cinematographer about how you imagined it and played. And everybody's kind of, Karan, we're ready for the short take, action, and you're ready and action. And she'll get and say, Kajol, very nice. I think we'll do one more. Bye! One louder. So you're like, okay, don't do it one more. You know,
With her on the set, you are always scared that you are not in that line because the cameraman suddenly heaves a sigh of relief. She shouted at Karan, not me, because she could tell Ravi, who's one of the finest cameramen in the world, I think. Very senior, very lovable, very sweet. Suddenly Kajol will turn around. Ravi, you got it right now? Yeah. I know that, yeah. You know, it's like this. He must have got it wrong.
To me, I mean, I love and adore working on movies and I love what I do and I've had the most magical moments directing Shahrukh. But I think because we see very little of her, when she comes in front, she's, I can tell you, a cinematographer's delight. You put her in front of the camera and she is nothing but magic. She just is an HMI, what we call our light. She's a light bulb. She just brings the whole frame alive. She smiles, you will smile. They look into, and like, you know, everybody talks about their synergy, their chemistry, the fact that I'm not lying to you.
Is he also like a mouse?
He is, no, not at all. If there's one person in the entire movie business that Kajol is very restrained in front of, it's him. I think it goes back that she was very young when he acted with her.
I was also very young when she acted with her. She was very young.
I'll just...
मैं तब से उतना ही था.
Yeah. You were new, you were not that young. She was really young when they did Bazigar. So there's a tremendous amount of respect she has for him.
How many years have you worked together? They've worked together for how many years?
They worked from 91 onwards. So they're coming. Actually, they're coming after a gap of 8 years together.
After 8 years.
They've done Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gham, which released 2001.
Right.
9 years later, actually, they're coming back.
But we worked since 18, 19 years, since we started. I think the first year, both of us joined the industry same time.
And it was like clicked in immediately and it's been the same throughout, there's been a change?
Exactly the same. I remember the first day I shot, I like to work on the 1st of Jan. I feel if you work on the 1st of Jan, I have this only superstition, then you'll work I like to work.
So everybody you should listen to.
Yeah, 1st of Jan, please go down and work on 1st of Jan. It's really nice. And everyone at NDTV, please don't ask for holidays.
Thank you very much.
I went there and you're really tired. And, you know, it's like, okay, 2 o'clock. So our cameraman was in jail, Thomas Xavier. Sorry, Thomas. He was jailed last time. So everybody's just sitting and eyes are red and you're like this. And suddenly, first day, I saw Kajol. She walked in. You know, all...
Because she obviously slept at 10 the night before.
Slept at 9 or 10 and she's come back full of energy. And I was dying and I remember my makeup dada, Ravi dada, she comes and tells him in Marathi that, you know, what kind of hero is this? He doesn't smile, doesn't talk. He's so quiet. We got to talk. And she screamed the whole day. And that was 1 year I decided after that, never work with Kajol on the 1st of Jan. Work, but not on the 1st of Jan.
We have a question.
Marvelous, actually.
Sorry. We have a question. Yeah.
Shahrukh, I really love you.
Thank you. I love you too, darling.
I even love Kajol. So is there one moment that you would recall on the sets of My Name is Khan with Kajol, like one memorable moment?
My favorite moment in the movie is people who are afflicted with Asperger's, they don't meet the eye and talk. So I have a special way that I've done the eye in the film. And I never look at anyone when I'm talking. And Karan has written this beautiful scene. You know, normally in love stories, aankh se aankh milti, aankhein char hoti hain, and all that. So you look and then, but here is a character who does not meet anybody's eye. And suddenly there's a scene which is very emotional. She's talking about difficulties of her life. And I say something Aspergery. And she kind of turns and starts looking and I'm not looking at her. And there's a moment where I just turn around and I say, you're staring at me. Tum ghur rahi ho mujhe. And I think it's absolutely magical, romantic moment. That she's not looking, I'm not looking, but I can feel that she's staring at me. And I think it's very sweet. And she's done it so well. I'd like to say it because...
And her reaction, I mean, when you see it, please remember, her reaction is like this, she's like you get caught. You know, and because she didn't realize that he's actually seen from the corner.
Let me honestly say, it's the best expression in the whole film that Kajol does after that. You know, that's magical because she doesn't train herself, she's not technical, and suddenly, you know, how you get caught doing something and she's like, okay. I mean, she's a little strangely does, I can't do it. So it's the best expression in the film. I think it's really marvelous.
That was the moment.
That's the moment for you as well?
No, there were various. I mean, working with both of them itself is... but I think this is really... I mean, I'm really glad he caught that because that to me, even when I see it up there, there's kind of a romance in that moment that is kind of magical. But they're just fantastic together. I mean, you know, they just come into the frame.
I mean, I hate to think what would happen with the three of you after hours.
Actually, both Shahrukh and Kajol have become, over the years, the most domesticated duo kind of... They both go back to their children and they've become really boring now, I just want to say. I've worked with them and he goes back to his wife and children. She's obsessed obsessive about her daughter. So the outdoors was like a lot of family time with her. So we've done films together where we've hung out. But now Shahrukh is, I think all the time he gets, he likes to spend with his kids, and rightfully so.
You're saying, kahan se kahan?
Yeah, literally. And now she's with her child, and I'm, since wifeless, childless, I kind of was not part of this.
Very unfair.
No, it's not unfair. Let me be honest, because see, अब हम सच बोल ही रहे हैं इस शो पे आकर, तो मैं बोल ही देता हूँ. Because see, it's not that we just go with the family. Me and Kajol, after pack up, actually go and party together. We just don't want him around. He's very boring. So we quietly go. So we are
You can't mess with Shahrukh Khan. He has answer for everything.
avoid him.
Right. Sorry, I didn't catch that. Could have been a possibility.
But now we have to tell you this.
So you
because
tell
he's
him,
very boring.
both of you say, we're going to see our family.
Hi beta, मेरे तो बच्चे भी नहीं थे, तभी भी मैं ऐसा क्या कहता था. Hi Arya, nice one. I would go and say, okay, bhai would go. Then Kajol he would tang.
Not true at all, not true at all. How about the question there at the back? Yeah.
Suddenly we see that Bollywood has emerged and they're showing us and creating a lot of awareness. So we see Bollywood showing us dyslexia, we see Bollywood showing us progeria and now autism. So I wish to know what is this sudden shift, that's one. And second, I'm sure once you guys went about doing this movie, all the research that you did, there were a lot of things that would have touched you, like Karan was just saying. So is there something that you all are trying to do different, maybe in India, or for people who suffer, or for people who are specially abled in India, are you trying to do something different for them now?
What is your name, darling?
My name is Subita. Yeah.
I just want to say the most important aspect, and that what I believe we've done, is awareness. I think the one thing that we sorely lack in this country is education and awareness. And I think when you put it up on a monumental scale, as like cinema, that's the best thing you can do. After that, of course, both Shahrukh and I will be entrenched in the cause. But right now, what we've done with My Name is Khan is bring about awareness. Millions of lives, I believe, can be touched by the fact that we are addressing a disorder that is rampant, that's a reality, but unaddressed in our country. And I think this film, like dyslexia is completely curable. And when Tare Zameen Par became an iconic film, it brought about awareness. Lots of, like slower children who parents were pressurizing for all the wrong reasons, realized that maybe that they should kind of address it. It could be an issue. Similarly with autism or Asperger's. I think My Name is Khan will bring out that part of our existence on a large celluloid space, and I believe that's the biggest contribution we as entities can do, is bring about awareness.
I think it's wonderful. I think this is, and if I may say so, and I've said this to the cricketers as well, that Bollywood, Indian cinema does much more for these kind of causes than the cricketers do, except for someone like Sachin. And they should also come out and learn from you guys. You do a lot for society. And really, it's wonderful, wonderful. Now before okay.
My question is directed to Mr. Shahrukh Khan. Sir, in Chakte and in My Name is Khan, you played the role of a Muslim. Are you consciously making an effort to use your influence in society to kill the negative stereotype that surrounds Muslims?
I wish I could. But I truly believe that cinema, like Karan said, can make you aware of few aspects of society and life and world in general. But I'm of the true belief, unfortunately, that cinema can never change anything. It reflects society. This debate has been going on for years. I'm on the side of that it reflects society. It's not going to change society. I would also like to believe that I'm a liberal Muslim. When I say liberal Muslim, it's just that I've been born in the times when you could be liberal. I've been brought up like that. My kids are going to be that. And the beauty of being a Muslim actor in a country which has a majority of Hindus or, just around the world, the fact that I've been accepted with so much love, kindness, goodness, my religion has never ever been an issue for me. I truly believe that the religion does not make a difference for anyone. So why would I be using it as an advantage or think of it as a disadvantage? So I'm absolutely normal, very proud to be a Muslim, because that's how my parents brought me up, and really, really happy to be a Muslim, and really, really happy, apart from other things, being an Indian, and I think 51% good, 49% bad kind of human being. So
not a bad ratio.
Yeah, it's quite okay, right?
51 good.
Okay. Hi, Shahrukh. I think you're awesome.
Thank you.
My question is to Karan Bhatt.
This is it, girls say I'm awesome and then go for other men.
So I wanted to ask you that, see, you've always been doing movies like, which is like they're all love stories where boy meets girl and there's someone who has a problem and all that kind of a thing. Now you've moved on to a movie with My Name is Khan, which has autism, which has like not terrorism exactly, but because he's a Muslim, he's dragged into jail and all that. So don't you think you're taking too much of a risk, because this is not exactly a Karan Johar movie that we've seen. We've always seen London, beautiful people and running around. Okay, New York.
Are you saying this is not with beautiful people?
No. Of course.
Still as beautiful.
You're stunning.
No, sorry, it's actually quite a serious question.
Yeah,
It's a good
so
question.
don't you think you're taking too much of a risk, and like it's not Karan Johar movie as of now, so what would you do?
I just want to say very honestly that my own kind of cinema that I was slotted for, which is what people knew as family, bubblegum, gloss, glamour, NRI, literally perception-wise. I just felt that I was doing what I was doing at that point of time. It was inspiring me. At one moment, it stopped inspiring me. I remember, and I said it in the K Corner, the Indian TV series that I've been doing, that there was a moment I was shooting a song for Kabhi Alvida Na Kehna. It was the Rock and Roll Soniye, which had the entire cast, Amir Uncle, Abhishek, Preeti, Rani, Shahrukh, all in that song. And I was standing by a pillar, and the shot was being set up. It was like, a big wide shot, so it takes time for everything. So I was just standing by and I was staring at the monitor while it was happening, and the one emotion that went through my head at that point of time was acute boredom. I was bored. I was bored of my beautiful set. I was bored of everyone's beautiful garments. I was bored of everything.
That's a life-changing feeling.
It was I can't tell you, Prannoy, it was for me life-altering that moment,
Right.
because I just said, how can I be at my own workspace and be bored? Because that's the one emotion I've never felt. I was suddenly bored of everything that I was known for. And I felt that I needed to challenge myself. I needed to go out and cross my own parameter as a filmmaker and as a human being. I felt I needed to externalize beyond myself. Like everything else has been an internal self. I've known my parents, a film about parents. I've known first heartbreak and first love, kuch kuch hota hai. I've known infidelity at close quarters. There are too many friends who are in divorces. So I've known all of that. I've never known about a disorder. I've never known about really the global perception of Islam and how bad it can be and how it needs to be changed and addressed. So I felt I needed to go beyond my safety zone and make a film. Whether or not it's successful or not, we'll know only when the film releases. But I know that if I've ever been challenged and I've ever been so completely inspired, it's been on My Name is Khan. And I hope that it definitely gives me the power to do more stuff like that.
Great, that's great. Okay, we'll take a short break, and then for our last segment, we'll do some rapid fire questions. You have to face it yourself. Right?
Yes.
That's and you can ask some rapid fire stuff as well. Okay, but quick, short questions. Okay. Welcome back to Karan Johar and My Name is Khan and my name, both Khans, right? In this case. Okay, rapid fire. Anybody can also ask. Anybody got a mic? Who's got a mic? You got a mic? Yeah. Get ready for rapid fire. Okay. I've got about 3 or 4, and you can also ask because you know the real tough rapid fires you can ask. Okay. Okay. If for some reason for your next film you couldn't have Shahrukh Khan, who would you sign on? Salman Khan, Amir Khan, Hrithik or Ranbir? You don't allow other people so much time.
Oh dear. Repeat the options.
Salman, Amir, Hrithik or Ranbir?
Would you help me? If you weren't available, who would you recommend?
Yeah, I think. One sec. I'll set this down. See, if he wants to make as big a film as he makes with me, you'll have to cast all of them and hope for the best.
Yes. This is how exactly this question had to be answered.
Okay.
I knew. When in doubt, you always ask for his help.
Does Shahrukh,
I'm otherwise very humble.
No, even that was being humble actually. It's only 4 years.
Please take them all.
And if I had to really cast all 4, that means I would never really make that film.
Does Shahrukh work better on screen with Kajol, Rani or Preeti?
Kajol, undoubtedly.
Kajol?
Because they don't work at all. I mean, it's really, they just land up in that frame, you feel the love.
Again, they say you're not acting, nothing.
One day they will believe I can act.
Actually, there's something about the two faces. I've stared at them carefully now. I feel that, actually, I think they look a lot like each other. I think that's what
See, I can only be, you know, demeaned so much on one show. Okay?
No,
You can't keep on saying that.
I'm saying that. They have a similar skin tone, they have those eyes, there is something, there's a beautiful physicality synergy.
Now, which of them would be more offended by that?
I think they should both take it as a compliment because I think they're both beautiful.
Kajol will probably be very upset.
No, she'd be very upset, and I'm
You're also
worried. No, my friend Ajay will feel so. He'll have to go on a date with me now. So Kajol is busy shooting. Shahrukh, tu chalta hai kya?
In which of the following films did you like Shahrukh the most? Kuch Kuch Hota Hai, Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gham, Kal Ho Na Ho, or My Name is Khan?
They haven't seen My Name is Khan, so that you're not allowed to answer. No, I would say undoubtedly My Name is Khan.
This one?
Yeah. Undoubtedly. I mean undoubtedly. To me as a filmmaker and even as an audience, undoubtedly.
So he was so good in all the others, can you imagine in this? Not bad. Whose tweets do you enjoy the most? Should I give you all the names?
Yeah.
SRK, which is I am SRK, Junior Bachchan, Real Preeti Zinta, Priyanka Chopra, Shahid Kapoor, Farhat Akhtar, or Imran Khan?
I would say Shah Rukh's tweets are thoughts I've read and heard from him, and I meet him almost every day of my life. So
he phones you and tells them...
He's not in the... No, I know... I just known him too long for me to kind of respond to. But I would say she's quite the pioneer tweeter, really, is Priyanka Chopra. I think she kind of was the first to discover the platform from the movie business. And I think what's nice is she balances personal and professional very effectively on the platform. So I would say Priyanka Chopra.
And whose do you enjoy the least?
There are many. There's not one. In fact, they're exhausting, and I'm going to start unfollowing them because there's something called Twitter nausea, which I'm going through, and they have something called Twitteria that they're going through. So it's really, I need to start unfollowing about 30 of them.
Unfollow, but I mean, when people say I'm sitting at a Chinese restaurant eating chop suey,
I don't want to know.
Very boring,
I don't want to know. And there are others who say, going to the gym. I'm like, so? Why are you rubbing it in? I mean, because here you're sitting there feeling fat, and then you have somebody saying, kill the abs, went to the gym, drinking a protein shake. I don't want to know.
Okay, now, what does a filmmaker really mean when she or he says, she's lovely, too bad the dates didn't work out?
She didn't want to do the film. She hated the script, or she hated your face.
Okay. When after a preview they say, the movie worked for me.
They're lying, they fell out to sleep in the second half.
Just trying to find the right role for the star.
That means you don't want to cast him or her, and you want to say it politely, because actually their market stock is dipping.
When they say, the box office doesn't matter.
That means you can't cater to them.
And when they say, awards mean nothing to me.
You haven't won in a while, you're feeling bad about it, you're really angry, and this is the way you...
Now, you may have to be a bit diplomatic here, but describe the following in just one word. Rakhi Sawant.
Forced sensationalism.
Not bad. Vivek Oberoi.
Effort, endeavor, but not in the right direction always.
Okay. Salman Khan, better watch it.
Superstar.
Superstar. Very careful.
Super careful.
Super careful. Farah Khan.
Farah Khan, fun.
Fun describes her.
Fun.
Do you really drink so much coffee?
I do a lot.
You do.
I do a lot.
I think I drink much more coffee than he does.
Yeah.
A lot more. Yeah.
Why do you think we are on beans right now?
Anybody got a rapid fire? You've got? Quick one? Okay, you ask anyone, any question.
My question is to Shahrukh. Such varied characters you've played in your work. So if there's
I
one
thank
character...
you for saying that.
He's just playing himself every time.
So if there's one character you want to play in real life, or you want to live in real life, which would it be and why?
In real life means as I am? Why love being who I am? I think I'm so grateful and happy, and I would like to be born again and again as myself. It's really cool to be me. Honestly, I'm saying, I say it with all love and thankfulness to Allah.
How sweet. I especially loved how he explained at the end, adding the words with all love and thankfulness to Allah.
I'm happy to be me. It's a wonderful life.
Since he's not saying it, somebody has to say it.
No, it's really a wonderful life. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
This is to Karan, Johar. Who do you think is a better actor, Kajol or Shahrukh?
Kajol.
No, I would say Shahrukh. I would say.
Oh,
There's method.
it's because he's there with you.
No. I would say, I've said it in front of Kajol as well. I think both of us, both me and Kajol will agree. There's method, there's just method and there's spontaneous brilliance, and that combination makes a great
And
actor.
is he quite disciplined?
He's fantastic. He makes it happen even when you can't.
Mr. Karan Johar, the one time you've been really annoyed with Shahrukh Khan. And
I don't have the right and prerogative for that. I always say it. He's the one man who can slap me on my face, who can give me a kick up my whatever, and he can just say anything to me, and I feel I don't have the right to ever be annoyed with him. I really don't have that privilege. I didn't have it with my father, and I don't have it with him.
I think this is the most heartfelt moment of the interview.
Shahrukh, if you had to cast Karan in one of your roles in your movies, what would it be?
I'll take him for Josh. Abun bola, tu meri Laila. I'd love him to do that. But he's, you know, let me tell you, I joke about him as an actor, and he was really bad in Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge. But I just saw Luck by Chance. He has really evolved as an actor. And my biggest worry is I'm always, you know, meeting him, and he's acting in front of the screen more than I do. So I have to hold him back, but I think he has this great actor in him, and
It'll emerge one day.
One day, and I'm going to direct him.
But tell me something about both of you, which is actually a little different. That both of you, you act, direct, you're acting
I
all
just
the
be
time,
myself.
but you don't. You somehow get out of acting. I mean, like now, you are yourself. Many other people that we interview are still acting, even. So how do you get out of acting?
See, I think if you take your job, like suppose, are they too young to know when you started? No? Okay. I'm a big fan of Doctor. I've grown up watching him and how he changed television news, etc., etc. But he's not like that, how he reads the news. He's a very different person. And you don't, if you're really good at what you do, you don't really need to act it out. Bhatt Sahab used to say, कि यार ये acting की acting बहुत कर रहे हो तुम. You know, just acting की acting कर रहे हैं हम. And I think you, yeah, direction की acting कर रहे हैं. We don't need to. I think a lot of people take themselves so seriously. It's like, I was told once that the most boring person in the world is, if you ask him, how are you? He starts telling you how he is. You know, कि मैं यार बीमार हूँ, फिर ये हो गया, पता आज मैंने ऐसा किया. I don't think an actor is supposed to don on and then just take it off and be himself or herself. A lot of actors who talk seriously, even on your shows, I'm like, झूठ बोलता है साला.
Do you find that getting out of a role, I mean, it's difficult to just be yourself?
I'm not an actor really, so for me to, I mean, I'm pretty much.
God, you've accepted it.
So
Okay, it should be the question, other way around.
For me, but I just sometimes, like about a few years ago, I felt compelled to be saying the right things always and projecting filmmaker, because I was so conscious that I was acquiring a reputation of being a frivolous filmmaker who was attending parties, walking red carpets and posing for the camera. Today I say it with great pride. I love the paparazzi. I love to walk on red carpets. I like it when I'm shot on television, and I don't care if I'm on the cover of a magazine. I enjoy it. In fact, I have a collection of a series of myself. And I think it's fine. This is the way I am. I like it this way.
Good for you. Great.
Mr. Khan, like he said, have you ever, has there ever been a moment when you've been bored with the kind of work you were doing?
With the shootings?
Bored with the kind of work you're doing.
Like we had that moment in K, like that way.
No, not in a full-fledged film that I'm working on. Never. I am always immensely excited to wake up in the morning and give that shot. To me, the whole film also doesn't matter. It's just that one shot I'm giving at that point of time. So far, no, I've not been bored. Of course, a full film. You know, there might be little films that I've done, bit parts, which I've just gone and done it. But a full film that I've said yes to, not yet. I have not been bored. And actually, if I get bored, I'll stop doing it. I'm very clear on that.
Okay, here's the rapid fire, and you should add some because you're the originator of this thing. Shahrukh, right. Which cameo, since we were just talking about it, did you like the most? Karan Johar in Fashion, in Luck by Chance, in Home Delivery, or in Om Shanti Home? Which like the most and the worst?
I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Ooh, I love everything that does. But last night we were together and having some red wine. And at that point of time, Karan praised his own performance in Luck by Chance. How he has evolved, and you saw the way, the ease. And so much so, I'd like to pass on this message to one of my closest friends, Dugu, Hrithik Roshan. He said, I think I kind of outdid Hrithik also in that.
I really think.
Yeah,
I mean, I think Hrithik Roshan is one of the best actors,
and he
but
said
I
that.
felt I just gave a certain subtlety to my lines.
Right. But the list, I think the worst is, I think guys, please, next time when you meet him, call him Paunchy. He was Paunchy in Dilwale Dulhania Le Jayenge. And I have to keep slapping him like that. That's the worst performance of his life.
Really bad. But I think they sabotaged my career in that film. I think
yeah.
Shahrukh, Manmohan Singh, the DP, and Aditya Chopra didn't want me to emerge.
Yeah.
They shot me terribly.
Yeah,
I looked awful. I wasn't
There's a
given
lot of evidence of that.
Yeah. I don't think I was treated
This
well.
conspiracy is really...
But hey, what? The film worked. Well done.
Yeah.
But
you sacrificed for that.
Yeah, otherwise just imagine
Very
he would be Raj.
Pranoy, that is a sore point in my life. It will remain always.
Fully sympathize, empathy there.
Paunchy.
Which of the following filmmakers, if you weren't working with him, would you like to work with? Ram Gopal Verma, Rajkumar Hirani, Vishal Bhardwaj, A. Murugadas?
Raju, I very nearly worked with him many times. Rajkumar Hirani. I think, and Vishal. Wonderful. I'm again working on something with him. Inshallah, it'll turn out well. And which is the other two? I just do two films a year.
Murugadas.
So Raju and Vishal
even yeah.
It's
Raju.
I have to say
Okay, one name.
One name.
So Raju, I'd like to work with Raju. I very
He's
nearly
been
did.
amazing, actually. Absolutely amazing stuff.
And it's become a history. Whichever film I don't do of his becomes the greatest hit ever. So Munna Bhai and 3 Idiots.
Okay. This film sees you reunite with Kajol after 8 years. Which of the other leading ladies would you like to next? Madhuri, Sridevi, Karishma or Urmila?
I would even think Madhuri and Juhi. I love working with Madhuri, Juhi and Kajol. I think they are stupendous, tremendous, beautiful, and I think 90% of the work I've done with them and without them is also because of them. I think they've helped me so much in my career as actors. They are, and it's unfortunate, can I just say that Madhuri and Juhi were at their prime of talent and work, like Kajol is right now, and we haven't done justice to them. They're such brilliant actors. Brilliant
They may come back?
I hope so. Anytime.
They deserve it.
Oh, they.
Which film did you enjoy doing a cameo in the most? Bhootnath, Dulha Mil Gaya, and Luck by Chance.
Dulha Mil Gaya.
Sorry.
I broke my shoulder on that set, yeah. So I've decided I will never do a cameo in any film ever, because every time I've done a cameo, I hurt myself. Shakti, I broke my spine. One other film, I broke my knee. And
They're all cameos?
Only cameos. I hurt myself doing guest appearances. Yeah, it's nonsensical, yeah. So I'm never going to do a guest. I've made it up. My last cameo is with my friend Makran Deshpande. He's made a small little film.
And nothing happened there?
No, I'm safe. Right now. I haven't gotten dubbed for it. Maybe I'll fall flat while I'm dubbing
Oh, this is very interesting. I didn't know it.
for it. But that's it. No more cameos.
Okay, when an actor or actress says the following things, what do they really mean? The dates didn't work out.
Actually, it really means that the director didn't want you. And you had called up and said, Karan, can I do this film? And he says, not really. You don't suit the role. So then the press calls me and I say, no, dates didn't work out. He loved me. We're working on something later. You've been rejected.
Or you say that we're trying to figure out a project together. We're just trying to find the right one.
One of the two, either the director or the producer, or is shoe licking. Ki, please, mere saath kaam kar lo. So I'm just going and meeting him and all. So, kuch kaam kar rahe, The one who's actually shoe licking is the one who says this. Ki, yeah, we are trying to do a project together.
Right. He says, I don't ever interfere or offer suggestions. I'm a director's actor.
Yeah, I own the director.
So the worst are they?
Yeah, pretty much sitting on your head at every step.
I own the director, I feed him, I tell him how to take a shot, I tell him everything. The director's mine. Yeah. Just like that.
Then you say that.
Then you say that.
When you win when an actor wins an award and dedicates it to another actor.
He's lying. In my film I have a dialogue, liar, liar, bum on fire. So I would say that. You cannot dedicate. You see, I'm award greedy. I want all of them to myself. I like to snatch away the awards the other guys have got. This is also mine. So I think they're absolutely lying. It's just being falsely modest. And actors are never modest.
Okay, describe the following in one word only. Akshay Kumar.
I think high. Because he jumps high and, he's... Okay, I'll say fit. healthy.
Fit and healthy. Amir Khan.
Super conscientious and dedicated.
That's true.
Super conscientious.
Deepika Padukone.
Sexy, sexy, sexy. She's really, really attractive.
Karan Johar.
Sexy, sexy, sexy.
I like that.
Karan, I think superbly talented. Yeah, I don't know how to say it. I mean, he's brother. Better.
Okay, that's nice. Priyanka Chopra.
I mean, not comparison, but I think she's the best actor we have right now. I genuinely believe Priyanka Chopra is the finest actor we have right now.
Yeah, that's great. And Saif Ali Khan.
Saif Ali Khan, fun, outstanding, amazing, a very dear friend.
Off the sets.
And bad
when
at
he tells
Hindi.
you he's going to the family.
And bad at Hindi.
And bad at Hindi. Right.
Nawab Sahib.
Finally, whose tweets do you enjoy the most and the least?
Mine. I'm quite self-obsessed.
You love it.
I like to read my own. I had a big chat with Barkha and Karan one night.
Yeah, I read that.
So that was having a midnight banter.
Yeah, that was nice.
But they were actually being very like, we must. I said, look, it's all very well, but I'm going to eventually do this coordination. So can you keep me in the loop?
Yeah, but I enjoy, I like to read the ones that come to me. I read them all. Unfortunately, I can't answer them all. So I try to make a generic reply to everyone. And now I've started feeling that so many people are loving so well. So I need to kind of answer something. So I try not to be boring because I'm an entertainer. So, I have to sit down. But I don't know, I've not followed. I think like everyone, one should do Shashi Tharoor, but he keeps getting into trouble. So I don't want to add to that.
But it's really, just to say this, I think it's sounding dramatic when I say this, but I think Twitter has really become, to me, it's changed my life, I feel. I feel it's my therapy.
Really?
I feel I'm really taking time out and just reading what the world has to say, and I think it's fantastic.
And it gets, you communicate with, how many people here follow them on Twitter? Just look at that. So many. So many. Great.
So sweet.
Okay. Round of applause and then... Now, none of you really want to dance with him, right?
You also want to dance with him, all of you.
How about some music? Okay, he's going to come to you.
Yeah, I'll come there, so it's better.
I love Shahrukh Khan and Karan Johar's friendship so much. Actually, I am obsessed with this true friendship thing. I always become very happy whenever see good friendship. And this duo is one of my favorites. I never miss anything with this two. Their conversations and interviews are always a great fun. Actually, it seems to me that there are not much similarities between them except both having a good sense of humor. I think their characters are very different. But there is a wonderful relationship between them. Of course, besides that, they have created together best Hindi movies ever. But I extremely adore the love and respect they have for each other. It is so strange that the relationship has been misunderstood. And this interview had very nice moments which reflected beautiful aspects of the relationship between them and with Kajol. The interview had so many iconic moments, the moments when Shahrukh Khan and Karan Johar talked about each other, the moments when they talked about Kajol, the moments when Shahrukh Khan talked to one of Chakti India girls, and of course, rapid fire round. I think the statement about Pakistani players which brought a lot of problem to Shahrukh Khan was in this interview as well. One can learn a lot of things about them and their friendship just by watching this interview. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. See you.